Hello everyone. Welcome to, I don't know, something I guess you don't see often here. Probably something you didn't see coming. I sort of alluded to something special-ish happening yesterday, if you were there at the end of the stream. So maybe some people maybe had an idea of what was coming, but welcome to the Aussie Summoners War podcast. And that's Aussie as in Australian, not my name. So shall we introduce ourselves? I'm sure you guys know everyone here, but let's just go ahead.
Can we go first, Benny?
Sure. I guess you guys would know me as Benny SW on Twitch or Shmui in game. I am an RTA main, so that's my specialty. Ask me anything about Siege, I'll know literally nothing.
Yep.
Arena meta, nothing. Dungeons, nothing. But RTA, I'm your guy.
Nice.
Yeah, don't ask Benny for his rune cell settings either, guys. I don't even know if he knows which ones they are. I'm lucky, I'm sure you guys have seen me on a couple of podcasts before. But pretty much everything but RTA would be my flavour. But yeah, pretty much cleared all the content in this game. So yeah, happy to bring whatever I can to this podcast.
Cool.
Damn. Lucky is actually a psycho. He's one of the few people who's actually done TOA hell content or whatever is the TOA Trials of Ascension or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. That's how little I've done.
Yeah, that's
Good old challenge of Ascension.
I don't know. To me, man, that mode is torture. I can't do it. I think I've beaten like 6 levels in total.
Man, I only did it at the start when it was. I don't even want to say it because it's gonna make you guys cringe. When it felt fun and new and exhilarating, and then when they kept expanding it, I was like, nah, you know what? I'm done. They made it easier, and I've literally burnt out from that content. So it's not even finished on my account right now either. So yeah, there's still plenty more to do there.
And I feel like that's such a crazy sentence to me because I got burnt out playing that content literally after like 30 minutes. Like I couldn't do it. I don't know why. It's just not my thing, I guess. But look, I think we've got like a nice spread of content understanding. I'm probably very much a lot like Benny in like I'm an RTA guy. I don't know anything about Siege. I got no idea. That's a massive knowledge gap for me. I got no knowledge on that.
Well, Lucky's our expert on Siege. He's recent Siege legend, warrior, warlord.
That's insane.
Yeah, we won the Siege tournament, which helps. So yeah, we sacked. So you know, it's like pulling an LD5. Tesha on defense. Who would have thought?
That was a thing.
Anyway, yeah, we put Tesha without Sylvia's.
Okay.
Just because of its base speed. Yeah,
All right.
That was a bit of fun.
That doesn't trigger the passive, does it? The Tempest when he attacks.
No, it doesn't work on the team up, but it's such a high base speed that it's hard to raise turn 1. So
Yeah.
a lot of the counters, like to fight it, like if you think about like Water Series, pretty easy to outspeed that sort of offense with Tesha. So but we'd cook a little bit. It actually worked out, which was funny.
That is some insane cooking. I wouldn't have even thought of that. That's that's insane.
Kitchen burnt down, but it worked. So
fair enough. All right. So yeah. So pretty much, we thought we'd give this a shot today. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So there's a few things we'd like to cover today. Luckily, you know, there's a lot going on in Summoners War right now. Very exciting. All sorts of things happening. We've just had a balance patch, which I think is probably one of the biggest ones, biggest reactions to ones we've seen in a long time. We have recently had a big PvE update, which, I mean, that's a bit old at this point. It's like 2 weeks old, 2 to 3 weeks old. It's not that old, but compared to what's been going on, we got some new events. So, look, I think the biggest thing that, I mean, at least that I want to talk about, and I've been thinking about this for ages, just because of how huge it is, the balance patch. Now, I might just reserve myself for a bit here, because I feel like I'm probably going to be more negative compared to you guys on the patch. So overall, let's just start broadly. What were you guys feeling about the patch?
I guess I can go first. I think the patch overall, to me, it feels like it's pretty neutral, but I'm mostly positive on it. The main stand-up to me is if I can pitch one unit to you guys, maybe you can guess. You guys have got to build Reno.
Yep. Okay.
Reno is so much fun. You guys are both Craig owners, right?
Yeah.
Reno plus Craig is the insane combo. I'm running it with Vivachel, low tier unit, but he's still popping off.
Fair enough. Yeah, I actually had him built. He's currently built. I had him built like a couple months ago. I might have brought that up randomly, but I just randomly built him for no reason. I'd never touched him, but I've been doing some RTA, and some people randomly cook me with Reno, like just full one shot. I'm just gone.
He can do so much damage. It's so funny, but yeah, just sometimes he does nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
I mean, it's a bit of fun, right? A bit of dice rolling, you know?
Exactly.
It's good to see all the numbers just line up and boom, their team disappears. I've seen so many
it hits
so tempting to build with Crane, but haven't had a chance to yet.
It hits the right receptors in your brain when it when it lines up. It's like gambling. It's probably bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the stuff. I mean, overall, when it first came out, like my live reaction was before about 30 minutes before it came out. I went through some of the things that I didn't want them to touch, and the number one thing I said, please, for the love of God, do not nerf Jogun. And I scroll down, first line, I see Fire Art Master, and I had not the best reaction when I first saw that. But when I scrolled down even further and saw Oliver and all the stuff that they actually touched up, like, I don't know, like usually they play it safe, but they just went bang, 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 nerf, 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 nerf. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I've come back around. I'm probably more overall positive, but I still think there's some things I don't really like about it. So I don't know. Let's look. I'll start with the nerfs. I think it's easier to start talking about the nerfs. Let's start with the elephant in the room, Oliver. Obviously, okay. I think a lot of these were these were all RTA focused. So, I mean, to be fair, Oliver's been around forever. I think he's had maybe 1 or 2 seasons where he wasn't in the top 3. And he's just always there. I saw the nerf. What did you guys think of it? Because it doesn't look like a lot on paper, but if you think about what that 90% means, what's it been like? I mean, we're early days, but what have you experienced so far?
From my perspective, like I've done a few sets of wings since the patch. I have noticeably seen less Olivers, I think. But the matches I have fought him, to be fair, it hasn't felt very different. He's felt very similar. I think mainly it affects his turn 1 impact.
Yep.
Like, he can't CC the whole team with 1 proc anymore. He can, like, with a proc, he can CC 2 units. Because, yeah, if he misses the turn 1 proc, he'll be on 90 bar, which probably isn't enough to let him get a CC on the second unit.
Nah. Yeah.
So that's the big thing. In a longer fight, I don't think he's that different. I still think Oliver is probably the best speed lead in the current meta. But yeah, I have definitely seen less of him. I guess in G3 at least.
Yeah, for sure.
He's definitely shifted away from like the first 3 picks to more like pick 4, pick 5, I feel. Just because like I've only just started doing wings and people are still slamming in first pick. But when I see like the higher up replays, he's being picked more in pick 4, pick 5 more just as a speed lead. Because he has lost that turn 1 like control. He doesn't cycle anymore, which is, I think, is that the right way to nerf a unit like Oliver? I think it's probably a good start, just because then he doesn't like fully just snowball your team. Because the worst was like if he S3'd, natural turn into S2, procs, and he gets another S3, and it's like, well, you're never going to play the game this game. So I still see people just naturally first picking him, but they're getting punished a lot more for that now too, just because it doesn't work the way he used to.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from the proc potential. Like the proc potential that Oliver had to just... He gets, like as you said, after that skill 2, and then he gets another turn again into a natural turn. Like that's almost 3-4 units fully controlled. And this is not supposed to be an AoE control unit, but it sure did feel like it at times. And it's just all of that, like a great unit. And by the way, best leader skill in the game. Okay, fantastic. It's so much in one. And honestly, even with this, I probably agree that he's still probably the best speed lead in the game. I think maybe it frees up a bit more Ciara. Because, I mean, at least some of the ways I was playing was someone took my Oliver, just Ciara. Get a more aggressive playstyle, more damage focused, and that's been fine. But I've also seen a lot less Oliver. I've been seeing a lot, like a completely different playstyle, which I think I'll get into later. But yeah, a lot less Oliver on my end. And I've barely used Oliver since the thing. I know I'm probably just trying out new things, but... since the patch is still so fresh, but yeah, I haven't been using Oliver basically at all. So yeah. I think the second biggest unit was Joe Gunn, or as I like to call him, Joseph Gunn. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't expect this at all. Irregardless of how I feel, if it was good or bad, I just didn't expect it. I didn't think that we would actually see him get nerfed so quickly, whereas stuff like Oliver and Gianna have been around for so long. Whereas he got it like, damn, you get one good season, you're done. That's it. I don't know.
For me, from my perspective, I think Jogun definitely is harder to pick as an early, first 2 pick, but I still think he's super strong. I don't think he's been nerfed to the point where he's not pickable anymore. Like, you can still pick him with Dark... I think he's still really strong with Dark Monkey. Like, Dark Monkey's base speed is so high that the nerf doesn't even matter for him. Like, he'll be easily tuned anyway.
Yeah.
And against, super hard turn 2 people, like, the 5% boost doesn't really make a difference. He still is pretty much a force ban for those guys.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are... I don't know if you've noticed, those guys, like, the hard turn 2 people, they're all running double will Leos now, just because of Jogun.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, you have to.
But yeah,
I agree with Benny.
I think it's a fair.
I don't think it's changed too much. Like, personally, I think the 15 to 10 obviously makes it tighter, harder to tune the turn 1 play. If you are trying to run bio units with him, especially if he's on Swift, it's pushed you from maybe running 185s to 190s type sets. A lot harder to tune to if you're still trying to force him turn 1, but he's definitely still a good punishing unit to tackle those turn 2 players for sure.
Yeah, the way that I sort of stand on this is what I thought personally was Joseph Gunn was sort of holding back the floodgates in a way of sort of the really strong bruiser type units that exist, and that 5% difference let people run less speed tuned sort of stuff, and that made the requirements a bit easier, which lowered the barrier of entry to running CC versus this bruiser stuff. Now, I know we're early days, but I mean, I'm not playing at G3, I'm playing at a G1 level. I have seen almost nothing but bruiser comps when I play. I don't know. I've just been seeing nothing but that recently, and that is not what I want to see. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, from my perspective, in G3, I think there's a different unit that's completely ruining turn 2 comps to the point where turn 2 comps have to pick this unit, and that's the Fire Indra. Fire Indra pretty much makes it impossible to play turn 2 at the high rank, I think. All the turn 2 comps are picking him early. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a new meta comp that people are picking in high ranks. There's Water Pig, Layla, Fire Indra. That's the new core. The new RGB core that people are picking. And it's actually really, really strong.
Yeah, that's I had a look at the usage stats, I think, earlier today, and I was shocked because I think Fire Ranger is he first or is he second or something?
It wouldn't surprise me. He's insane. Like, I think 100% next balance patch. Enjoy him while you can now. He's 100% getting hit next balance patch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That unit is insane.
100%. 100% going to tune him down. Like, right now I see a lot of double injuries. If I'm not picking it myself, the other person's 100% picking it. If you don't snatch at least the wind one or the fire one, the other person's going to take the other one that you haven't taken. So, and it just does so much true damage. Like, it's crazy. I don't know why it does that much. Obviously, the passive gives it double attack. I'm sure that's where they're going to touch him and maybe bring it down to like 1.5 times instead of double. So, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was sort of gonna lean into that in terms of keeping the Bruiser floodgates in check. He might be that guy, but I don't know. I feel like I preferred Joseph Gunn just because it felt like there was more options with it. It was more sort of versatile. Whereas this guy's just a crazy damage dealer, push everything back. I don't know. It's cool though, and it sort of feels like I think we had a similar situation happen. It feels similar to me. I think it was maybe 3-4 seasons ago. I think it was the second they nerfed Cigar, and the Water Dokkaebi Lord hadn't been touched, but all of a sudden he just shot up, like right to the top. It feels very similar to that, what's happened with the Fire Ranger. Like, we lost some things, but he's just... I mean, we were already seeing him used a little bit, but not to this extent. Like, this unit is crazy. And on the usage stats, by the way, I had a look in in G3 he's the number 1 pick rate by a large margin. He's in 46% of matches, and he has a 54% win rate. That's probably one of the worst I've ever seen. Like, that's... I don't know, that's pretty crazy.
Imagine a unit that does 40% pushback, silences, like, it's just insane. Crazy.
It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's go with the... I think we can group some of these together. This will be the last of the nerfs. The 3 LD units that got touched. So, the Light Hwarang, the Gianna, and my Zeratu. Looking at all these, I'm looking at all these. I think the one that got done the worst was Zeratu. I think this guy kind of got gutted. Not gonna lie, I might be like jumping the gun, but I've played with him because I've been playing a bit of Bruiser myself. I'm de-rooting him. Like, I don't really think he's usable anymore. The other ones, I actually haven't played a lot of Light Hwarang recently, so I don't really have that much to say. And still seeing Gianna's just less consistent.
Yeah. Well, Gianna hasn't really changed. She still does what she does turn 1. Like, the strip rate into will hasn't really changed at all. It's just when the enemies are off will, it's slightly less consistent. So I really haven't noticed any difference with Gianna. The few light, what are they called? Hwarang? Light Hwarangs that I've fought, they have also felt kind of similar. But yeah, I've seen 0 Zeratus since the balance patch. I think the healing nerf was a bit much. And even before the patch, he wasn't getting picked that often either, so I'm kind of surprised that they nerfed him.
Yep.
Yeah, they literally ripped him out. I don't know, I think they went a bit too hard on him. He was pretty strong throughout SWC, I believe, but like on ladder play, I don't think it was that strong.
Yeah.
But Gianna, you're right, like, I hate when they nerf units by changing their chances of landing their harmful effects. Like, it just makes it more RNG. It's like, why change it from 85 to 75? It is Gianna though, so I don't really care in that sense because she's been at the top for too long anyway. Yeah. And the Light Hwarang is like, I feel like similar to what Benny said, it feels like it's more of a rune check issue. Like, I feel like if you had like a really good set on him already, it doesn't change him as much. He doesn't cycle as hard as he used to.
Yeah.
but he still does his role, I think, pretty well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on record like all the time saying how much I hate when they nerf units like that with the harmful effect rate. Like I will literally rant for like an hour on that. Like I hate it. I think it's really bad, and you know they keep doing it. And I feel like you know there's a lot of like really high profile content creators in the space that also say it all the time, and it's just like I don't know. That's just one of the pieces of feedback I feel like is not being heard. But yeah, no, that really annoys me. Even though like me being a non-Gianna owner and a massive Gianna hater, like potentially Gianna's number one hater, there's a bit of that. But like even then, like I hate this. Like this is just if the stun is too strong, maybe she shouldn't have the stun. Like I feel like. Or, you know, give her a slow, give her like a 10% pushback, like make it something else. Let's keep the consistency, is how I feel. And on Zeratu, I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible. But why wasn't he nerfed 2 seasons ago, or 1 season ago, when he was absolutely tearing everything apart? Like when we were in a hard bruiser meta, like he would proc and win games on his own. Like he wasn't probably. I think Lucky you brought this up was the SWC performance. Naturally, Zeratu's a very rune heavy sort of guy. Rune heavy, good artifacts. Like he's gonna shine at that high level. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they went too hard on him. But yeah, let's should we go into some of the buffs? We've been talking about this for a bit, so what are some of the key ones that we found?
Well, as I said, the only one I've really been playing with is Reno. But if I had to pick someone aside from him, I think the other biggest winner is probably the light Nina Williams. I've seen a number of people using that, and she does an insane amount of damage now on a full tank additional damage build. She kind of feels like the LD version of Vendan in that they're both like additional damage dealers.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously with less CC.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I've fought it a couple times. I didn't see it coming. Like when I read the notes, I was just like, oh yeah, light Nina Williams, whatever, just keep scrolling. But no, that thing has destroyed me more than a couple times, yeah.
One of the fun ones I saw was the Dark Totemist, Maya. Like, once she locks down a team, I saw one of the guys playing it in G3, and he was just having fun with it. And like once he got the 2-turn provokes on a unit like Gianna or like even or Sierra or any of the Oracles, it's literally just topping up the HP all the time.
Yeah. And
it looks like so much fun.
Yeah, that was one I think actually, like when I read the patch, I was like, I felt like that unit was already, you know, had a niche sort of role. Like it can mess up some teams. Like what is it, 2-turn provokes? Like just really annoying. But yeah, even better on that solo potential. A little bit of what's his face, Gurkha energy with that. I think the big one that I don't know much about, because this is a siege thing, obviously. My boy Rahul with the 33 guild leader skill. Now, I'm not going to comment on this because what I did is I'm in a G1 farming guild. I just put him on defense. That's it. I will never get to enjoy him.
Yeah. I think we let Lucky talk on this one because I've always said if I ever pull Geldnir or Sylvia, I'd be so sad. And I think Rahul's added that list as well now. So
honestly, bona fide speed lead for offense. I am not sold he's a good defense unit yet. Obviously, we've just only had our first siege of the season today. So really hard to judge. Did see him on defense. Literally steamrolled it when it was on defense. Doesn't really do anything special. But to be honest, it wasn't the strongest defense that it was built around anyway. But I'm sure people will cook up something. I'm just not convinced. I think it'll be just a speed lead, a 33 speed lead to contest people and to race people. That's about it. So, not sold on him yet.
I mean, like, I feel like that says a lot. If you can give a unit a 33 speed lead and it's still, like, maybe, I don't know. How long's Rahul been out? Maybe, a slight change on the kit? Maybe? I don't know. Strip into buff block, I feel like Hey Gang skill 2 is kind of just better. And that's a skill 2.
One of the buffs that really hurt me was seeing Gurkha back on the list, but still shit. Like, I know I shouldn't be too upset, but he takes less damage still. But man, come on, some sort of baby heal. Bring my boy back. He only had like one season of utter domination. Bring him back. Change the meta a little bit. Really unleash the bruiser meta. Because I will root around that if they buffed him.
That one SWC. That one SWC where he dominated, I think has like scarred them. I don't think they ever want to give him anything again. It's quite sad. I'm just looking through if there's anything else. Major Artemil, guaranteed crit. Have you guys seen anything with that? I still haven't fought an Artemil.
I think he's still a similar unit. I've seen Artemil owners complaining that it might be a nerf. So to me, it seems like it might just be a side grade rather than straight upgrade or anything.
Yeah.
They take something away for the... Oh, they got rid of the counter attack, right? What did they get rid of?
No, I think he still counters attacks. They... where is he?
They added in that it hits with a critical hit now. Like guaranteed crit hit, right? That's the only change in wording.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it should be a straight upgrade, right?
It's a straight up upgrade, but I think what a lot of guys were running with the way they were running Arda was they were trying to run Arda on a really high speedy set. So if he's taking natural turns, it's really hard to lower his crit rate because like you're just taking away his damage potential. But then if you slowed him down, he's almost like Antares where he could do absolutely nothing, especially against so many of the true damage type units. Like the injuries aren't built on any crit at all. So imagine just getting absolutely stomped watching your Arda will just not do a thing.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen against certain clubs. So it's an awkward buff because it makes you want to slow him down, put him on like a really high giga damage set with no crit rate and max res. And then he could just sit there and be a traffic cone. So
yeah. So yeah, looks like that didn't really do anything. The one that probably could have brought up, but it's pretty big. It's the Wind Monkey. Has a speed lead. Doesn't look right to me still. Still doesn't look right. The Wind Monkey has a speed lead. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that felt very random.
So random.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not a big Wind Monkey enjoyer. Like, I'm kind of a hater. I definitely don't think he's a first to pick type of material at all. I think, yeah, the people who think he is are coping a little bit. Because, yeah, if you pick him and Fire Megumi early, I feel like that's just really easy to punish.
Yep.
You just pick your bruiser units, your your immunity units. You just don't go like those units punish full CC teams really hard. If you just pivot a little bit, then yeah, they become very easy to counter. So yeah, I still think he's a very situational unit.
Yeah, I think
I do see him picked quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's just like.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just one thing I noticed with him, like with the balance patch notes, it looks like they tried to buff the water KB Lord back into the meta, the Dongnam, but it's really hard to use any water CC if the Wind Monkey exists, and that was already before, like the random speed lead change.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's like really hard to pick any water CC when that type of unit exists, regardless of the speed lead or not. So the change is really weird, but. I mean, yeah, I do see people picking it a lot more now, but the use is no different to before, so yeah, not too sure.
Yeah, I feel like
Benhand exists in the meta. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like it's just I don't know. It just means he's already. I already thought he was pretty bad before this. It just means like bad in the sense of because of how it's an RNG unit. Like it's an RNG unit. I mean, to be honest, like you randomly get the stuns. That's great. You pick him. Maybe if you're gonna lose, you're like, okay, look, maybe the monkey stuns at a crucial moment, and I get a win. I get an opening, and I can go from there. It just means because he's got a speed lead now, he's probably pickable in more situations as a final pick, which just means we're gonna have more RNG, which is extremely fun. So I think that's pretty much all the main ones. There's nothing else we missed. The Wind Centaur Knight actually does damage now, which is great. Don't really care about that. Triton. Has anyone seen Triton? I've used Triton a little bit. I mean, he seems cool,
I haven't seen too much Triton yet. I think he still runs into the same counters. Like, theoretically before, he countered Hey Gang still, because he pushed back more than he boosted. I think... Yeah, his issue is just getting rezzed, to be honest. If he lands, he's really good.
Yeah.
If he misses, then yeah, he's really bad. I think it's just pretty much the same thing now. I don't think this buff changed him too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
It changed him for arena defense, if anything at all. So what it allows him to do now compared to before is it gives him the opportunity to S3, cycle back around and get his S2 down before you can do any sort of protection type comps. That's just something I noticed with like Inter-Server Arena. One, I totally forgot that he got buffed, and I was wondering why he started moving twice against my team all the time.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like, so I ran a lot of teams around like Amelia and Bolverk against like Vanessa Trident stuff, and he would S3, push my Amelia back, and then S2 silencer, so I didn't even get to protect my team. So I'm sitting there like, wait, what the hell's happening? So I just made Amelia faster to fix that. So, but at that point in time, like it was lapping my like 6-tick Amelia instead of just like compared to before where she'd just move anyway and not care about what he did. So looks like an arena defense buff.
Cool. Yeah, no, I used him in RTA as a bit of a fun comp because I wanted to play some really aggressive stuff. I don't think I brought it into ranked. I think I just did it in Goodwill or normal battles. Not much difference. Still kind of trolly. And I swapped my Swift set back to Ethna, and I did not look back. So, yeah, not much going on there, and I think that's pretty much everything. So, yeah, I like just as an overall comment, I'm kind of happy that they had the courage to nerf some of these units that I feel like they've just been letting slide for way too long. But yeah, some of the RNG stuff, I don't. As fun as it is, like the Reno thing, surely that doesn't stick around. Surely we're just because
Special
like
League.
far out.
Wait till Special League. It's gonna be Reno. It's gonna be Dark Chun-Li all in Special League because Dark Chun-Li now absorbs the back bar on the third hit.
Yep.
So she's gonna S3, S2 your ass. So be ready for that. And then Reno's just gonna cleave you. So be ready for Reno, Dark Chun-Li type stuff in Special League. I reckon Special League is gonna be 4-star. Just with some of the buffs they've done here, it just smells like it's going to be a 4-star one.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. 4-star Special League is already one that's, I don't know, it feels like it gets pretty boring from time to time because it's just Escher and whatever LDCCs are good, but hey, some new faces might be nice. It might be cool. But yeah, I'm not a fan of some of the RNG stuff we're pushing towards here. I don't like the Gianna change. I don't like that we're going to be seeing more. Well, I guess it's not a big deal, but Wind Monkey. I don't like Reno. I don't like what's the other one? I don't like that Josephine still exists in her state. I feel like the amount of power that she has in one of her procs is ridiculous. But I will admit, I have come back around, and I'm very happy that, you know, they did some real nerfs, which is something I expected them to play it safe. To their credit, they made some changes, which was really cool. If we could stop some of this lowering activation rates on debuffs, that would be fantastic. But judging how things have been going, I don't really think we're headed in that direction. Do you guys have any other thoughts on the balance patch overall, or
I guess last comment on balance patch. Next balance patch in it would be January, right?
Yeah.
There
January.
been rumors, right, that one's gonna be a pretty big one, right? So
Yes,
I guess
yeah.
it's something to look forward to.
True. Yeah.
The first one of the year is always technically meant to be the big one, but I don't know. This year's first one of the year was kind of a letdown, so I don't know. I don't hold my breath with balance patches anymore. I've been saying it for like 5 years now that I don't think we've had a good balance patch since they killed Mo Long, and that's been like 6 years or something now. Something stupid, where like they don't want to touch the game to the point where they kill a unit, like fully kill a unit.
Like Zeratu.
One thing I did want to call out though, real quick before we finish up on the balance patch is, I'm not too sure if you guys actually looked closely through the attack bar increasing ones, like the comments right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's certain units now that are limited to gaining 100% attack bar on their skills versus others that can now go past 100%. There's just some interesting stuff in there. Some of the units now can go past it before where they'd be capped at 100% attack bar. So worthwhile having a look in there because there's some interesting ones in there.
It's interesting what they decided to limit to 100%, like the fire Omnioji. Like, why'd they decide that?
Yeah. Tomo used to, with the whole Tomo Hey Gang comp, I think it was able to exceed and therefore just cycle more. But again, that's such a weird one because it doesn't feel like it has an impactful skill after it S3s anyway.
Yeah,
So-
like
Yeah.
S3 is the last skill and then it's on cooldown, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's some weird choices. I don't know why she in particular had to. But I mean, look, it's really cool. Does this help anyone really like a lot? Robos is kind of cool. I'm just looking at that from the perspective of I just like the Robos. But
I didn't know. Was Robos capped to 100% before? Like, is that how it worked? I always thought it just overfilled anyway.
yeah, I thought it did. Was it everything below that? Everything where it said it can now exceed, were they not exceeding before?
Honestly, I have no idea how the attack bar worked before. I couldn't tell
To
you.
be honest, they've only started making it clearer now, so it's really hard to tell if it could ever exceed it before verse. But the thing is, so hard to judge the Robo one because it used to absorb in
Yeah.
that sense. So it's like really hard to judge if you were gonna get lapped or not by a fourth unit that didn't get any attack bar absorbed. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much
Yeah,
everything.
'cause Robo doesn't really feel different for me after the buff, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait till Special League.
Yep. Still Special League, and then like all the Robos, all the Blade Crush ones, they're everywhere. Awesome. So I think that's everything. Nothing else. I'm looking. Fire Mage got a Speed Awakening. That's great. Cool. Yeah. That's pretty much everything. So, I guess the next thing that I sort of wanted to quickly go over, maybe we've got some new events. So, I'm just going to go through some of these. I'm going to skip the new and returning Summoner Milestone one. I don't think we really care about that one too much. Now, 11-year scrolls are back. I actually... Before, I think like a day ago, I thought this was a first-time thing, but apparently last year we got 10-year scrolls as well. So this is sort of becoming a trend, which is really cool because these scrolls, I don't know, there's a bit of gamba. There's a little bit of gambling with this, since you could get the stark contrast between a 3-star normal element unit and an LD5, and you get a lot. I don't know. It tickles the gambling itch, this one. So just go through. So you get points from PvP content mainly. So arena, world arena, siege, all that stuff. And how many do you get in total? How many 11-year scrolls?
I think it was 125 from what I remember.
Yeah. So okay, 120. So yeah, like, and okay, legendary all attribute line dark. Yeah. Oh, 170. Okay, is that also from the other event as well?
It's 120 and 50, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like there's one event with 50, and then the other one with another 120.
Yeah. So in the other event, I've got some, so that's 50, 11 years, some mystical scrolls, that's great, no one cares about those. Devil Bonds, some other cool scrolls. And the big one of this one is 30 Nat 5 summons. Surely
35 Nat 5.
35, yeah, okay. 35, so surely you get one that you want. I mean, surely, with 35, you'd have to.
Yeah, I think my most wanted is Water Monkey. I'm still missing Water Monkey, so hopefully I get him from those.
You're still missing Water Monkey?
That's probably the best one I'm missing. And hopefully I get at least 2 LD5s from the 11-year scrolls. I haven't been blessed from these anniversary scrolls at this point. I'm due at least one.
Me too. Unlike the other person in this call who's already sacked from these scrolls.
I have sacked twice from these scrolls. I got, during the anniversary, I got Rahul from this scroll. And last night, randomly, I was farming challenge mode all day because I wanted to get my LD scroll, right? Because the rewards were about to reset. So I had a fair amount saved up. I was like, I had 40. And I summon, and I see the purple lightning, and a vampire appears, and obviously, only the LD vampires are 5 stars, and I have once again sacked an LD5 from the 11-year scrolls. But I reckon you guys, they're coming your way. Hopefully it's not the Dark Vampire, though. Hopefully not, because that's shocking.
Hopefully it's a Han.
I already have a Cadiz. I wouldn't mind another one. That'd be a blessing for something actually good. So I'd take it out. It's fine.
Is Cadiz not meta Steel Fortress unit? I guess that's his one place he's good at.
Not anymore. There's a new 100% team, so that doesn't involve Cadiz.
Nice.
Oh no.
I gotta bench him again.
Nice. I probably wouldn't have done it anyway. My team is good enough. It's like 30-ish second average. I'm fine with that. I'm not changing it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I like that they're bringing the anniversary scrolls back at the end of the year, and now that they've done it twice in a row, it seems to be a trend. Look, more free stuff. Obviously, as the game gets on in age, they've got to start increasing the rewards we get every year. I don't know. I'm a big fan of these scrolls, probably because I'm a gambling addict. But like, what do you guys think? What do you think about these events?
I think they're just good in general. Like, more scrolls is just more opportunity to get good stuff. So I think it's good for everyone. Yeah. So no complaints there. Although it feels bad when one person gets 3 LD5s and you get none. That's the thing of it.
I think, like, if you compare it to other gachas, I feel like Summon as well does tend to lean towards giving away more summons. But it's also on the counter argument that that's probably why we don't have like a pity system, because of the amount of summons they try to balance out by giving us in terms of extra summons, so then we don't have to worry about a pity system. I just don't think a lot of people see it that way, but we do get quite a lot of free scrolls every month. These new scrolls, I don't know. I've always been addicted to them. The moment they started adding a little bit of LD, like, chance to the scrolls, it was like, or maybe one day they'll create like a buffed mystical scroll that can now suddenly do the same thing as these moving forward. It'd be like crack to the whole community. So they got to be a bit careful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's already a bit like that because you've got so many chances, but the odds of an LD5 from these scrolls are so slim. It's like, they know their target audience. Come to us, they're very smart. They know why we're all still playing.
Yeah, these scrolls, like, I don't know if you remember when you first started playing this game, every premium pack felt like so special. Yeah. But now mystical scrolls just feel like nothing. These scrolls like hit that feeling like when you first started the game and got a premium pack.
That is
like that.
I've never thought of it like that, but that's actually like super accurate.
So true. Yeah.
Okay, well, the next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna go a bit out of order here. We're a couple weeks past this. The tomorrow update. Look, I'm gonna be honest. As it was coming out, as they were giving us the info, I wasn't following it. Like, I saw, oh, you can farm with your screen off. That's great. I'll just figure it out as it comes. And then I saw there was a new PvE content coming, and I'm like, man, I don't want to have to build more things. But now that it's here, Scout Battle is so much better than I thought it would be. The amount of time that I don't have to be worried about, like, Summoner's War undoubtedly has destroyed the battery on my phone. Like 100%, it's probably cooked because of Summoner's War. So, I mean, they've halted the damage a little bit, but like the damage has already been done. But look, I can now go to work and not worry that I'm missing efficiency by not farming all the time. Like, this is great. Like, how have you guys been with Scout Battle? Like, let's just start with Scout Battle. Like, that's like a massive feature.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think Scout Battle has been pretty huge for me. I don't know if you know about my farming habits. I pretty much only farm giants, and that's it. Nothing else. So, no R5s. I get all my grinds and gems from events. So, that's why a lot of my runes have scuff grinds.
Right.
Also, artifacts. You might know my artifact quality is kind of tragic.
I know about your artifacts.
So, Scout Battle is actually helped me farm so much. Like, those dungeons that I really hate farming, I just put them on a Scout Battle. And I actually have so many more of my runes are gemmed and grinded now. And also, I'm starting to get some new artifacts. I have 10,000 of the Conversion Stone artifact currency now, where I used to always be permanently on 0. So I'm actually farming artifacts now. Scout Battle is helping me so much for just farming those dungeons I really don't want to farm. And when I'm in game, I just farm giants again.
So, I don't know. This is going to be slightly off topic, but I cannot get this out of my head, and I have to say it. You know how Pokemon, like when you do a Pokemon battle, sometimes the people you fight have like a certain name at the start. In my head, I'm looking at Benny going Scout Battler Benny, just because like he's actually Scout Battler Benny, just because he's always in Scout Battle now doing something. He's actually like sorting out the other areas, which I think is like the best part about this update. Like, you can now do the areas of the game you've been dreading to farm, and it just does it for you, and you don't have to actually look at your device anymore. It's amazing. I did like gems and grinds for probably the good part of the last like 2 weeks. The last few days has been like necro, just because it takes so long to farm, and it's just such a like fresh, like a breath of fresh air. And then like the best thing about it is like if you have to go out shopping or something, you just throw it on for like 4 hours, come back, boom, 4 hours of farming done. So it doesn't feel like you're falling behind per se anymore.
Yeah. No, I've been similar. I've been mostly doing grinds because I've always had a lot of runes that I just need those legend grinds for, and I spent a fair amount of time farming them. I just never got them. And when I did get them, obviously they roll +4 speed or whatever. The amount of like more throughput I'm getting because of this is actually like, when this update first came out, I was like, oh, this is so great. And I was being a bit sarcastic. It's like, you've still overlooked the massive problem with R5 is that we're going to take a month to get our violent speed grind, and it still is going to go +4. But I underestimated just how much extra stuff I was going to get. I can, go to bed, chuck 8-hour fire R5, come back, and, 2, maybe 3 violent legend grinds. Like, that's just fantastic. Like, this is unthinkable before. And I'm getting so many, and I've improved a bunch of my runes. I actually haven't gotten sub 40 average on Necro. I don't know if I can be bothered doing it, because I did it with Punishers. I built the Sonya and Fire Ignore Defense guy team. That was cool, but man, I don't want to have to build another whole ass team. I sit at literally 41 second average. Like, it's crazy. 41 seconds. But yeah, no, I still when I'm in game, I think I farm mostly. At the moment, I'm doing mostly artifacts. But yeah, like offline, it's like grinds, and I'm finally getting the grinds, and I don't know. I feel like I'm not as mad when one rolls speed +4 or something because I don't know. I'm just getting so many, so it feels a lot better. So yeah. I guess in the similar way, what's this called? Amiria's Luck. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't know. Cool. It makes dailies easier because you don't have to farm a specific thing once and then swap over to what you actually want to farm. I think almost all of my spiritual realm farming has just come from that, when it's forced you to farm that. And yeah, I think I usually for this, I've been using it on runes, usually on Vio, or I've actually farmed Necro with it too, because Necro's got a lot of, decent sets in there. But yeah, how have you guys been using your 500 energy per day?
For me, it hasn't really changed for that farm. Just when I'm in the game, I normally just hop into Giants because it's easy and fast. So yeah, honestly, I don't think I've really sacked anything from the Amiria's Blessing yet. So made pretty little difference to me, but I like the events, and also there's those, I guess, or there's those passes that they're releasing now, the Amiria's Blessing passes. I haven't really looked at those if they're worth getting or anything, but honestly, it's insane value. I guess if you're a spender, then yeah.
I think we'll talk about the passes in a minute, just because like I think they brought out so many more, and it's like holy shit. Hold on, some of these like has made me rethink like what I want to spend on a monthly basis, because otherwise it's so expensive now.
Yeah.
For me, I've been farming. I started doing just because I was like revisiting my runes, and I felt like I haven't farmed dragons for a while, so I farmed dragons a lot during Amiria's Blessing. But I think moving forward, I think I'm going to farm like left side artifacts during that, just because like legend artifacts is so important to get now with all the new currency of conversion. I want to be able to like stock up some more targets for myself to be able to use them on, just because like it'd be sick to get like a few more like quad additional by speed where you just lock the one stat and try sack 3 more additional lines just to get the depth there. But and it's 1 energy less than like rune farming, so I think you end up getting a fair few more runs for free doing that with your 500 energy. So that's why I want to go back to artifacts.
Cool. Yeah, that's I haven't thought of that, but that's probably a good way. I've mostly been just doing runes. I mean, this is just me being bloody insanely lucky per usual, but I think I've gotten like not speed quads, but I've gotten like, I don't know, so many good like actual usable quads. I've gotten a couple crit damage quads on Will ever since it's happened, and I recently got a slot 4 crit rate vampire speed quad 28, which was pretty solid. But like, yeah, I've been sacking stuff crazy since this update, like ridiculous stuff. But yeah. And now the last thing about that, I forgot what this content's called. Temple of Chaos resets in 4 days, by the way. Yeah, the content that the Fire Drakan Warrior has, made himself the king of. When this came out, I was like, when this came out, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to build another team for PvE. Like, I just want to farm, play RTA, and that's it. But I had a surprising amount of fun with this. I don't know. This is completely against what I usually find fun in Summoners War, but I loved this. I thought this was awesome. What have your guys' experience with Temple of Chaos been?
My experience wasn't. I thought it was all right. Unfortunately, I'm not a Fire Drakan owner, so I had to make do without him. I built the Katarina team instead.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent content, but The one thing I really wish that they'll add to this is maybe a separate rune loadout for this, just so that every single time it resets, I don't have to go through and rerun every unit again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that's the one thing I'm dreading. I like doing the actual battling, getting the high scores. That's fun. But min-maxing and rerunning everything, I wish they'd let us save that. That's the one complaint I have with it.
Yep.
I think one thing they did mention though, like that worries me about the rune situation, is that it's meant to change element as well as like skill sets. So like, I think that's where it gets a little bit hard. But I like if they could do it for inter-server guild war defenses, then there's no reason why we can't have a specific loadout there as well, especially if we have the ability to create decks.
Yeah.
Like if we could save the runes on the decks, that would be probably a good sort of like segue for it essentially. But I think one thing that triggered me the most was like watching the Drakan Warrior just not armor break, and I had it on like supposedly the max accuracy.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of my runs would have got me in top 3, and then I went in with real attacks and I got like 8 mil score instead of like 14 mil, which is where I was sitting, and it was just triggering. But I think it's a lot of fun. I think the best thing about it though is the way the rewards are like distributed. There's not much of a difference between getting like rank 1 or just getting like G2 or G3 or G1, sorry.
Yeah.
Like one of my guildies literally saw the teams, auto engraved, hit start and autoed the content and got G2.
Yeah.
So like it's actually pretty easy to do in that sense, right? So I don't know, it's pretty easy if you put your teams together and then give it a go. So, and it's pretty good rewards too. Like the refinement stones, re-apps, and the conversion, like the artifact conversion stones, insane value.
Yeah, for sure. I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that they were planning to change the elements and all that. That makes me less hyped, because I'd kind of want to try this one out a couple more times, because I got a bit unlucky at the end with that Fire Drakan team, missing the death breaks. So my best score, like I was doing practice runs, I think I hit 8 or 9, but my best that I got on a real run was 5. So I got kind of screwed, and I only, after the content closed, I got my vamp set on my Fire Drakan to like a significantly better point, but it's gone. Like I wanted to even, look, I would have been happy if they just kept the test mode on. I don't know why they didn't keep the test mode on. I want to mess around with it.
So for what it's worth, they also said that the Abyss dungeons would rotate. The boss would also change elements. So I'm not holding my breath when this rotation comes out if it's still the same dark element and it's still the same skill set. Like they might just forego it and just let it like roll through for what it is.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. They tend to promise. I mean, World Boss is supposed to be a different element after however long that's been out, and that's gone well. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think when we first heard about what was coming out with the tomorrow update, people were like, no major new content, it's more quality of life. But I'm not gonna lie, that's what I wanted. And I don't know if that, like, if I was in the minority, or like it was a vocal minority that was saying they wanted the new content. I feel like we all just wanted quality of life, but I don't know. Is that what you guys wanted as well, or?
I guess from my perspective, I'm very biased as a RTA player main.
Yep.
The one thing I really hope that they would have included in the tomorrow update is pre-bans in RTA.
Yeah.
Just to make, I think pre-bans is the last thing we're missing to make the RTA meta so much more diverse.
Yep.
Like so many teams are just completely locked away just because of one force ban unit, like Leo or Hey Gang or something.
Right.
So the one thing I hope they do in a future update, like I think they might have mentioned that they're planning new things for PvP, because this was like, tomorrow update was purely PvE. There was pretty much nothing updated about PvP. So I'm hoping in a future update, PvP gets addressed, like Arena, pretty much a dead game mode.
Yeah.
Siege, I think, could use a lot of work. I've heard a lot of complaints about that as well. RTA, I think pre-bans is a great start. So I think tomorrow update overall is a good start, but yeah, I'm really hoping in the future update PvP gets addressed also.
Yeah, for sure. I think some PvP improvements. I mean, I'm like you, mostly RTA. I'm not really fussed about the other ones. I don't really play them, but there's some stuff that I'd like to see changed. In terms of, I won't go into too much detail. Pre-bans seem a little bit scary to me, but I mean, I don't know. It could work, but yeah.
I think one thing that some people forget sometimes, is that I think when they released the developer's note, they mentioned that the challenge mode was actually technically scheduled to be part of the tomorrow update, and that was meant to be like the first instance of like a PvP change, with the intention of touching like RTA. They said so they're going to touch RTA, Arena, Inter-server, blah blah blah, all the other areas in the future. I think one thing that I would love to see, and I know a lot of other games already incorporate it, it'd be good to see like seasonal bans. Like here's 20 monsters across all 5 elements that you cannot play with this season, and it rotates and it rotates and it rotates, so that can kind of also shift the meta. I know that's a lot scary. I know a lot of people have always just asked for pre-ban, and I think they've made it easier with the section now where you can favorite your pre-bans, because the issue I always had with pre-ban is how much extra time it took in the draft phase.
Yeah.
Because people can just sit there and stall you out for 30 seconds just because they don't have it set up in front of them. But if you know what you're almost always going to pre-ban, there's no reason why that timer needs to be 30 seconds. It could always be like 10 or 15 seconds just to make it like snappy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to drag out the game, because we saw it in Special League already, how much extra time it takes.
Yeah, pre-ban Special League.
Me personally, I think pre-bans should be just locked in before the match, so there's no extra time at all. Just because that prevents also people sniping pre-bans because they recognize. Because that's the one thing I found really unfair about the pre-ban Special League, is they'd ban out my unit, but I'd have no idea who my opponent is, so I don't know what to pre-ban. So basically, they get a free pre-ban of me, and I pre-ban something random, and it just didn't feel very fair.
Yeah.
So I think making those blind would speed up the draft and also make it a lot more fair.
Don't be so known, Benny.
Yeah.
People are always going to do that, though, you know? The problem with, but that's one of the things that helps out. Like, I think it helps the competitive integrity in G3 anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be facing the same people over and over. Like, eventually you probably just get to know their box. And if, like, I would always love, like, this is an old meta, I know, but it's a prime example. Imagine just always being able to, like, ban out Hey Gang out of the Tomo Hey Gang Layla players. Like, prime unit you could just easily get rid of and work around.
Oh yeah,
all the Leo enjoys.
Of course, yeah. Like, there's also like this thing where it's like, if it wasn't blind, like then what you're doing is obviously like if you're playing at G2 level versus if you're like a C1 gamer, like yeah, it's a different sort of experience. But like if it wasn't blind pre-ban, that literally makes G3 RTA versus P1 RTA like a fundamentally different thing. Because in G3, pretty much, I mean, everyone knows what's going on. It's such a small pool of players. But like, once you get down to even like what P2 is like 12,000 or something, isn't it? Like, it's fundamentally different. I feel like to keep everything consistent, it would have to be blind, like 100%.
Yeah, I think the other suggestion people had was lock pre-ban behind like P3 or G1 or something. Like all the ranks below can play with whatever they want.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be something as well.
Have the wider room pool and monster pool get pre-ban.
Yeah, and I feel like it'd be kind of interesting because in terms of units, for example, Hey Gang and Leo are really good examples. I've always said that those units are necessary evils, just because they look. I feel like it could be managed properly if they were to do a ban pool, as Lucky sort of brought up. But I don't know. I'm just sort of concerned that Comtois don't have the foresight to think of things like that. So if they do a certain ban pool and they drop Hey Gang and they drop, like, I'm just gonna give a really low level example. Like they drop Hey Gang, and so they ban Hey Gang. They ban the Fire Cookie, the pushback one. They ban, I don't know, trying to think of something else. I don't know, just, and then all of a sudden Shangpeng, it has no counters anymore. I feel like they would sometimes let something like that slip through, just because I'm not sure how in tune they are at the highest level of play. Obviously, that's a really simple example, but like there could be tons of things like that, which I would be worried about. But yeah, I think we need something, at least, if not to a big change, we need at least a little spice up. At least some more special league modes or something. I mean, yeah.
I think the main issue I have with RTA is I think they should improve the reward pool. I think they should reward participation like they do with challenge mode.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, just to get people to play the mode. And I think the problem is the mindset of RTA, considering all the other elements of the game. It's like, clear everything, 100%, this and that. Like, you're always expected to clear and win things. And then you go into RTA and, like, having a 50% win rate feels uncomfortable for people. They get frustrated with losing half of their games, but that just should be natural.
Yeah.
So, to get a way to try to engage people to want to play, regardless of win rate, I don't know if that's something that they could do. But that's something that I think that's where they should try and come up with something to be able to reward people to play the content.
Yeah, that's really hard. I feel like there's like a whole subset of people that avoid competitive games as a whole because of that. Like, there's some people that I know, like, there's some people, like, maybe even it's like some of you guys that, like, you would just never touch a Counter-Strike, for example. You know, you would play the hell out of, I don't know, a COD campaign. Like, that's so fun, but you would never, ever play a game of Counter-Strike online, because some people are just fundamentally against that sort of competitive thing, so that's a tough challenge.
I remember, like, this is going to show my age here. Going back many moons ago, when G3 used to be, like, 2,500 points, right? There was a point where points were that high, and that was because to be able to push a high rank, you get a lot more points for winning, but you wouldn't get as much for losing. So you'd always net climb every day. So it became about actually playing the game rather than worrying about, like, your net win-loss. So, like, even at a 50 win rate, you would still climb.
Yeah.
Versus now, like, depending on matchup, you might drop. So that's why the point system used to be escalated. I kind of miss that system a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also used to hate that system because it made me have to play every day. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep up with the G3 border.
Yeah.
And that's when G3 border was top 100. So, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of ideas of what they could potentially do. Maybe if there was, like, a battle pass system as well. Like, play 100 games of RTA, get a double. Play 200 games, get an LD scroll.
The other suggestion I've heard for that is, like, I think Arbaba might have mentioned this, or someone else, is maybe every 2 weeks have some sort of, like, tally that rewards people who have played during those 2 weeks based on their performance. I wouldn't know how they'd measure that, but that could also help. The other suggestion I think I've heard also is end of season, it becomes really hard to find games. A lot of the players get really long queues.
Yeah.
Part of that is because they limit the replays to only 2 per person, like the amount of rematches you can add. So, and also because it also, at the end of the season, a lot of people are just camping their rank because they're a bit scared to play and drop. Maybe to resolve this, they could lower the time it takes to decay. Right now it's 1 week. Maybe they make it 3 days. But I can also see that would increase the stress of players.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not a good idea.
It's true. Yeah, it's honestly, I sometimes, okay, I frequently give Comtois a lot of crap for some things that they do, but this is one of the problems that's genuinely hard to solve. Like, this is a very difficult, I think this is not just a Summoners War thing. I feel like a lot of games have this sort of competitive divide where it's hard to make that jump from a casual sort of experience where you always win to the 50-50 sort of mindset that you have to have for a game like this. It's just, yeah, it's a tough challenge. So we'll see what they do. And this ties into, I feel like we just gave a lot of interesting, thoughts and feedback to come to us, which is, I just wanted to quickly, well, this is sort of the last topic, I think, I wanted to sort of chat about, and it's something that I saw yesterday, is that there has been a survey that Come To Us have put out for everyone to answer. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't answered it yet. I've been planning to set aside some time in my day to do that on my own, because I want to, really make the most out of that opportunity. Maybe I'm naive in thinking that they'll really care as much about, the responses. But the fact that this is a thing, I don't know. I don't think I've seen this before, but I haven't played Summoners War I started in 2020, so I don't know if they've done this before, but I feel like this is uncharacteristically transparent from Come To Us. And Heron has mentioned he wants them to release the data. That's true. That would be really awesome. I don't think they'll ever do that. That's a bit of hopium there. But look, uncharacteristically transparent, I think it's a really good idea. And it really shows that they care. So, yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about this? Have you answered it yet? Have you filled it out? Have you seen it at all?
I'll be honest, I have not looked into the survey questions at all, so yeah. I'm curious about what you guys have to say.
Yeah, I think this is the first time, you're right, that they've done a survey that's the entire player base.
Yeah.
I already kind of did mine anyway. It's pretty generic up front, but then it's a whole bunch of questions on, like, what draws you towards that content, what makes you interested in participating in the contents that you selected, blah, 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 blah. That's all sort of very wide type question. Yes, as Heron did ask, release the data. I don't think they will. I think I think they're probably stretching to find out, like, if there's a common theme in terms of what people are looking for in certain areas. They might release the data in terms of what people are actually interested in playing in, like what areas of the game people play in. People might say, like, we got 500,000 people who are interested in playing in, dungeons only, like farming only, or TOA, and then they might see like 50,000 in RTA or something. So curious to see what they say.
Yeah, for sure. That would be really cool. Some high level stuff like that. I probably actually do expect them to do that. I think like the content numbers would be big, but yeah, I don't know. Like, this is I don't know. They're not usually like this. I just I don't know. I'm pretty excited because I'm hoping. Well, I think I was talking about this in a Discord server today. I'm probably overestimating how many people care about RTA, but if this is sort of the push that some people can give them, because the biggest issue I have with Summoners War, like competitive Summoners War, is currently this RNG crap that they're pushing all the time. Like the Gianna nerf, some of these units that they're buffing seem to be very sack heavy, and the push to this bruiser stuff is like, that's the biggest problem I have. And if it's something I can at least feel like I can send a message directly to them, even if they don't do anything with it, I don't know, it takes a bit of stress off my plate, because I get pretty frustrated by that. But really cool. I just wanted to bring that up because I don't know, I never expected Come To Us to be like this. That sounds mean, but like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, pretty much, I think that was everything. Everything that we sort of had planned for today. So yeah, with that, I mean, look, I thought this was pretty cool. It sort of came out of nowhere, that this sort of idea, but like, I hope everyone sort of enjoyed that. It was pretty fun. Podcast, Summoners War podcast. All of us Australians here. I hope everyone, thought this was a great experience. Doing it live too. Live podcasts is always fun. I'm not gonna lie, I probably didn't do enough reading of chat, but it's nice to have everyone with us. It feels like we're all like a big group, talking about Summoners War, because it's not something generally I don't know. I don't have any like close friends that I know IRL anymore that kept playing Summoners War. So, you know, it's really cool to have something like this. And even if you're just watching through the screen, I hope we can sort of give that vibe, that experience to you. And, you know, we're one step closer to bringing meets and Summoners War events back to Australia, which we have lacked for a long time. And I've never even been a part of because I started playing very late. But, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you to Lucky and Benny for joining me tonight. I hope you guys had fun and this was a good experience for you. Hopefully we can do it again. And yeah, anything you guys wanted to say before we wrap things up?
No, I had fun. Yeah, we're ready for next year when they host SWC in Melbourne, right?
Yep.
We'll be the ones.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm ready.
All 17 of us will be attending. Don't worry. The crowds will be packed. Let's go. They'll book out the G and we'll have so much space.
Oh, that would be so awesome. A lot of completely packed crowds, am I right? Completely packed. Anyway, yeah. Cool. So I think we'll end it there. So thanks everyone for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed. Nemi's coming home if it's in Melbourne, so come to us. Come on, bring it to the G, or at least bring it to Marvel. Okay, if you can't afford the G, bring it to Marvel. That's okay. We understand. All right. You can't get Collingwood's home ground. You got to get St Kilda's. That's all right. It's a step back. It's a big step back, but that's all right. We understand. Look, yeah, thank you guys for coming out tonight. It's been really cool. I'm going to end it here. And, yeah, we'll see you guys again when we see you. And, yeah, goodbye.